Today on Commonly Good MTG, we're playing Golgari 58, which is a station survival deck. Why is it Golgari? Because we're playing with black and green cards, and Golgari means black and green. Why is it 58? Because Aether Hub says it had a 58% chance of winning. That sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, last scion of the clan McSuckit, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, posted by the MTGA-Assistant-Meta. It's called Golgari with a 58% win rate. And I tell you, this deck is actually a station survival deck. That's what we're looking at today, station survival. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then just hold on for a second, and I'll show you how that works out. All right, so what we're going to do is take a look at the cards in this deck. We'll talk a little bit how it should work, and we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. All right, what are we playing? We're playing like a reanimator deck. And what that means is we kind of want to put things in our graveyard, big dudes in our graveyard, and use Zombify to bring them back from our graveyard for 4. So that's fantastic. But what else can we do here? Well, we kind of got this other weird thing, which is we can play Surprise, which is if we have the creatures in our hand, then for 6 mana, we can put 2 creatures from our hand into the battlefield. That is also great, which means we can play out of our graveyard or we can play out of our hand. Then we got Kona here, which says, which is the survival thing. At the beginning of your second main phase, if Kona is tapped, you may put a permanent from your hand into the battlefield. So for 4, we can then, if we can then tap it, then we can put something from our hand into the battlefield directly. So that's what we're looking to do, is we're looking to find weird ways of jamming it in. Now, the only thing that's bad about Zombify is whatever big guys we have to be in the graveyard. How are we going to do that? Well, Cindy Lauper here, the Cynical Loner, has survival as well. And at the beginning of your second main phase, if this creature is tapped, you may search your library for a card, maybe Valgavoth, maybe Ghalta, and you may put it into your graveyard and then shuffle. And so that means that you can put things into your graveyard. So if you happen to have Zombify, then the Cynical Loner here is going to do a fantastic job for you. Well, how else can you get things in the graveyard? Bitter Triumph. You can discard a card. If you had something in your hand, you can put it into the graveyard. Mill 3, and you can put things into your graveyard. So as you can see, we got a lot of that kind of stuff going on. This thing will mill cards, and you can potentially think from your graveyard to your hand. So depending upon what other cards you have, whether it's this Beastie, or you got the Smuggler Surprise, where your mana level's at, whether you got Zombify, you either want things to be in your graveyard or in your hand. Now the cool thing is you have a bunch of weird stuff in your hand, but if you have Ghalta in the graveyard, you can throw Ghalta out from the graveyard and then bring all the other dudes from your hand into place. It's all super, super good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to get into the details. You've seen these kind of cards before, but it's weird how we got a lot of things coming out of the graveyard, a lot of things coming out of your hand. It all works out in the end. All right, so before we go out and do our damage, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Volgaroth, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, we're playing against Ashuk. All right, let's turn off the Eye Tyrant. We don't need that kind of hate around here. All right, these guys like things to be in the hand, so I don't necessarily want to throw things away. You need mana, though. That's slow mana. All right, if we get out the Lumbering Worldwagon, we can at least get a 4th mana going. Green is our bean. Take that action. There we go. All right, next turn I could put out a Kona. Then we could get another, we get the Worldwagon going. If we can keep Kona out, we can throw out a Valgavoth, the Black King. Will swarm out from the black chambers of my heart. Come on, Kona. It's already going to happen, man. I just can't do Volgaroth there. That's the problem. Okay, I'll put out another Kona. We'll see if we can keep it going. Or can keep playing the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 7 and 9. Get him! Alright, cool. Come on, let it go. Perfect. Ooh, let's do Ghalta. All of that. If he wipes the board, we're going to be in a bad situation. I really want him to see him pee his pants right now. That's what I really want to see. And we win! Pee pants! Pee pants! Alright, playing against Arcueido. Arcueido. We got, what, 3s? The first place we do anything, and even then it's not that great. Alright, let's elf up. Okay, we need to get to 4th mana. We can start Kona things. Kona will make everything awesome. We just got to get it. So 4th mana. That's what we're hoping for. You go get me mana? Yeah, I don't know. I got it there. Kona. You keep things alive, right? No, you don't. Don't be touching my Kona. You leave it alone. What a jerk. All right, here we go. Kona. Hopefully he doesn't have a good answer here. Perfect. Let's bring out Ghalta. Nice. Oh, Volgaroth. And we win. And we win. Victory. Our fit against Yermgr. What do we got going on here? 4. So we gotta get some guys in the graveyard. No, go bot. I'm not gonna put up with you. So City Lopper will help out with getting things for Zombify. Let's station her. What happens? I could pay to sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal sacrifice power. Station at 12, huh? No, I needed her. All right, so we can zombify, but we have nothing in the graveyard. We got to get something good in the graveyard, and that's not happening. All right, we got 4 guys, so we'll put out Coma. That dude totally needs... yeah, love to. Yeah, Coma and the station work fantastic together. You know, it's funny, I never put 2 and 2 together before. All right, I'm looking forward to a little life gain. That's what I'm looking forward to. And we win. That's all there is to it. Victory! Alright, playing against Joe 4 Q1N. Alright, and if I throw out this, it'll be black. I could do this. We're just playing against skeletons, maybe. Want to kill your skeleton in the mix? There you go. Alright, Chocobo. Shush it, you're making too many squeaky noises. Alright, we'll put this guy out. We'll Kona it. I guess the Overlord is the only thing I can bring back with Kona. Alright, so we can use Bitter Triumph to hopefully keep our guys alive. Hopefully he'll be prudent on his defense. That's what he does there. 2. Nothing. He just lets it happen, huh? Great. Yeah, you're my friend, Vaultborn Tyrant. You're super cool. What can I do here? Can I just kill somebody? Let's pay 3 life. Alright, Sephiroth is gone. He's an engine. And without him, he sort of sputters. We still have an Overlord, provided he doesn't have direct creature kill. Alright, you want to come at me, brah? Valgavoth. And we win, and we win. Victory! Alright, we're playing against ArkTaetz. ArkTaetz. Alright, Cindy Lauper. We don't have Zombify, unless we were to grab it at some point. This guy's going for his mana ramp. There's Zombify. So I just gotta get 4 mana now and keep her out for at least a turn. Like that. There's 3. I'll go ahead and do this. And get a nice 4 going. Maybe we put out Kona. Kona on the next turn. If we do Kona, we can get Ghalta. Do you have the ability to station anything? I could tap it with the Worldwagon. That'll do it. Yeah, Ghalta. All right, this is looking good. This is how we do it. All right, block away. Just don't kill poor Kona. There we go. All right, now the game's over right there. Victory! All right, playing against Mega Darren. Mega Darren. Mega Darren. Keep. Got all of our Volgras in our hand. All right, attack. Get him. All right, we could throw something away, but we don't have a Zombify. I mean, there's only one card you can grab. That's Bitter Triumph. Will he be willing to trump? Nope, he's not. All right, still, everything's way too expensive at this point. We need 7 at the earliest. We've got 4. Station. Ghalta. There we go. That's the glory of which we speak. I could have stationed some more, but I really don't care. Going after poor Kona. Zombify that guy. And we win! And we win! Victory! All right, so here we are with Golgari 58. Yeah, I mean, it was a cool deck. The thing about Golgari 58 is when this thing wins, it wins in like a minute or maybe 2 minutes. It's an incredibly fast deck when the pieces fall together. And they do, because you just got to get up to 4 with Kona. Then you bring in a Ghalta, and Ghalta brings in Valgavoth, and it's just like, what are they going to do against that? Nothing. And that happens a lot. And that's why it's a 58% win deck. Still, there are some times when they play control, you know, they pin you down. You can't get any of your pieces together. Or maybe they go after graveyard recursion. That's another thing. The weird part about this deck is it doesn't need the graveyard. You can actually play everything out of your hand because Kona will do that for you. But if everything's in the graveyard, then Zombify will do it. So the deck is interesting because it flips back and forth between whether you want to keep your big guys in your hand or whether you want them in your graveyard. So you got options, which is interesting for what feels like a reanimator deck. It's cool. It's cool that way. Let's get down to it. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? Gosh, I'm looking at it. I guess one of the greatest combos there was Kona with a station card. That was fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and give it to Kona just because of that. Every other card, the big guys, of course, are awesome. Valgavoth is probably the best, but it's also way too expensive and relies upon other people to get it out. And the rest of your cards are cool. You got a lot of tricks, but Kona is probably the best just because of the way it works with so many of your other cards. With Station, with Crew, you know, you don't even have to attack with it. It just have to be tapped at the end of your second main phase. So I'm going to give it to Kona. I think that's got the best tricks involved in this deck. And there you go. So Kona, you weird beast survivor, you are, How have we not been playing you? You're fantastic. You're today's MVP. Congratulations, you're going to Disneyland. All right, let's see. Number one, was this deck competitive? I ended up getting a 71% win rate with this deck, higher than the 58 I was promised, so that was good. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's competitive. It felt really good. I'd say it's definitely at Platinum Mythic levels. I think if you were a better mulligan person than I am, you would do a better job. I tend to be pretty decent with a lot, provided I got good mana ramp going on, assuming that the regular cards are going to come. But if you can trick yourselves into playing to get in the right cards in your opening hand, you get a lot farther probably with this deck on the regular. All right, so let's see. Number two, was this deck fun? Yes. I mean, look at this. It's weird. It's very consistent across the board, right? It's not that there's a lot of things in one or two or three or whatever, but it's consistent across the board. The worst part of this deck is that when you pick up all of these guys straight up and you got nothing else in your hand, that's when you definitely have to mulligan, because this deck definitely needs for you to mess around early on. But you're needing to draw cards or put things in your graveyard. You got to go through a lot of that. Problem is you don't really have a lot of draw card capability in here. Smuggler Surprise can help you out with that a little bit. And that's about it. You need to get to them otherwise. But I said the weird flipping ability where you can play from the graveyard or from your hand, it's interesting. That's what makes this deck so weird. Anyways, let's move forward then. Is it fun? Yes, because it's like a Reanimator deck, but it's only a 50% Reanimator deck. Was it interesting? Yes. What made that interesting? Kona and like was it Cynical Loner? I saw the C and L psychologist Cyndi Lauper at one point. I'll just keep calling her Cyndi Lauper. She was super cool, but she works best with Zombify, right? As long as you can attack with her, you don't even have to. You could just station her. Man, I don't know why I keep attacking all the time. You can station her, at which point then you can throw things in the graveyard. If you had a Zombify card in, you could bring that guy back, and you could pick anybody you want. Man, Cyndi Lauper is insane. I gotta tell you, it's that survival mechanism is what works great with station. It's fantastic. I would definitely look at mixing together Duskmourn and the station cards from Edge of Eternities to make better use of those. Yeah, this is really Golgari Station is what this deck is. So yeah, I'd say that's what made the deck so interesting, is just because of the station effects and how you can play them. All right, so set that up. Was this deck competitive? Yes. Was this deck fun? Yeah. Was this deck interesting? Yes. All right, this is an A+ deck, A+. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. I'd highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, screw you guys, I'm going home. Bye.